Hello everybody, and welcome to the Kerbal space program. This is a very wonderful little indie game I noticed a little while ago. I do not own the IP to this game, get all the copyright stuff out of the way. But basically you play as these cute little green guys, and they want to get to space, and it's your job to build rockets so they can get there. You can see moon or bust, spelled with a U. I'm going to start a new one. I've only played around a little bit with this, tried career mode. It's pretty dense. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to have a hard time with it. So we're going to start off with the sandbox mode just to show off what this game can do. You can choose your flag. I believe you can upload custom flags, but I haven't found that feature yet, if it exists. I'll go with that one. Okay, start. Yeah, we'll overwrite. Okay, so this is Kerbal Space HQ. This is where the magic happens and everything is done. You can start off with just your basic rockets, which is all you'll have in the career mode, and you'll start off with just like 3 parts. It'll be kind of frustrating to get just the right mix, so we might go into that later playthroughs, but right now we'll just play with it as it is. So first thing you need is a cockpit, of course. They have to go somewhere. There's all kinds you can choose from. Propulsion, these are your actual rockets, but they need some fuel to fly with. There we go. Okay. That's a lot more than I thought there was. I have not played in sandbox mode myself, so I'm just as new to this as you guys are. And while I have played this game before, I'm not especially good at it. But, you know, half the fun is watching people fail and explode, so let's see how this goes. Start off real simple, just cockpit, a fuel tank, and a booster. Let's try that. Probably won't end well. Well, let's fire it off and see what happens. So this is the launch pad. So I'm kind of precariously balanced, so I need to get out of here quick. Throttle up with the shift key, and hit space to actually launch. And we are away. So compare the camera rotates, see all you need to see. Go on a kind of an angle. Try and pull back a little bit. Going straight. You can actually automate that. There is a system just to do that for you with F. There's a T. There we go. So that'll keep me straight on, so I don't have to do any adjusting by myself, which is wonderful. And then R will keep it from rotating unless the forces are really extreme. See, there is a time warp. The game is a lot deeper than you would expect. You know, you would think that, okay, you can get into space and maybe there's a moon and try to get to the moon and that's it. Well, no. You actually have an entire solar system to play with. It's roughly the same as ours. There's 2 moons for Kerbal, I believe. Check that one out. But there's at least 8 other planets. There's a star that you can play around with. You can build space stations. You can build really weird contraptions to do crazy stuff. I saw a guy build a cannon from the moon back to the space, back to mission control, and that worked. Which I could not believe that. Or somebody built a mass relay, like from Mass Effect, that actually functioned. Just build weird, cool stuff. In the actual campaign mode, have to actually complete missions. It's not fully implemented yet. This is an early access game, which for the amount of content you get is really shocking, honestly. There's a ton of stuff to do here for a pretty low price. I think I paid $15 for it. I think it's 20 now. The link will be in the description below if you want to go check it out. Support the developer. It's a ton of fun to play with. You know, even if you just want to blow stuff up, there's plenty of that you can do. But if you want to really play with it, you know, all of their aerophysic dynamics are all here. They're all present and they're all pretty accurate. If you want to land on the moon, you have to thrust counter, not just upward so you don't crash and burn, but also against the rotation of the planet, so you can slow that down. I'll show you just how advanced it gets when we try to make it in orbit here. Which it looks like we're getting close. This is the map screen. Yeah, so that is my arc. And that is the apoapsis, which is space talk for the top of the arc. So I'm gonna level out. Try and get in an actual orbit. There we go. Okay, so you see my arc there is moving. If I had a more advanced rocket, this would be about where I'd throttle down and then wait till I hit the apoapsis and then throttle up at a 90-degree angle. I believe it's 90 degrees. At which point your arc here will just stabilize. And you won't have, and it'll stabilize into hopefully the perfect ring or pretty close. What I'm doing, this will be fine. Switch between the two map modes with M. Oh, that's some more. This is how much fuel I've got. I might just make it to orbit. Nope, ran out of fuel. Well, we didn't really expect to pull this off in the first try anyway, did we? I just realized I was using a liquid fuel, so I could have throttled that down and saved a lot of fuel there, but live and learn. The solid fuels only have one speed, which is fast, basically. They're cheap, easy to use, but they're not very versatile. So while we're waiting for that to come back down, we can explore the solar system a little bit. This is the moon. M-U accent N. And then Minmus, which is the second moon. And if you zoom further out, here's the whole solar system you get to play with. And I'm hoping they'll actually implement further out than that. But there's the Mercury equivalent, Venus, Mars, etc. Elo, that's going to be impossible to get to later. You see how weird that orbit is, which is actually what Pluto's orbit really looks like. This game is detailed enough, they actually have marketed it to aerospace engineers, just the classrooms, for them to play with and learn on. That's going to take forever for that to come back down, so we're going to... Oh, I'm still throttled up, excuse me. Throttled down with control. Now we can warp speed. Jebediah is happy. He has no idea he's about to crash and burn. There we go. So this is your atmosphere. Just how high up you are. As you can see, I've actually left the atmosphere. The higher up you go, the less drag there is, the less fuel you need to use, which again is exactly real life. It's amazingly detailed. I do really love this game. There's all your resources. I haven't played with this a whole lot just because I haven't got that far yet. He has no idea he's going to die. You'll see, I'm not doing that. The rocket is automatically orienting to the most aerodynamic position. can also build rockets in multiple stages. I didn't add any of those, but you can put parachutes on it so the modules will actually come down in one piece. Landing gear, because, you know, if there's not an atmosphere on the planet you're landing in, the parachute's not going to do any good. What's my speed? This is how high up off of the planet you are. 0 does not mean ground, especially if you're in the highlands. There's a whole bunch of different biomes on Kerbal. And so basically your currency in the campaign mode is science, which can be used like just surface samples. You can get surface samples from all of the different biomes on Kerbal. Oh, impact. Sorry, Jebediah. Yeah. So we're gonna pretend that never happened. Never happened. Alright, so I'm gonna pull this apart and add some stuff to it. First thing we want to do is pretend that he's gonna have a chance to live, which I think. Then make it simpler, you can go into symmetry mode. Just put 3 parachutes in perfect symmetry there. Symmetry is important. Add some winglets to it, keep it stable in the air. You know what, more fuel, more rockets. Why not? Symmetry mode, you can add 3. Just like that. I want to put them a little farther down. Keep the center of thrust in a decent spot. Okay, so we're going to build a multi-stage rocket is what we're going to do. So I'm going to pop that off. Got separators here somewhere. There you go, decoupler. Stick that on there. Some radial decouplers. Like so. Alright, what this will do is this will allow me at a certain stage to jettison the empty fuel rockets and keep this one going. Then I can just pop the module off and not worry about, you know, losing my guys. Assuming I do it at the correct time. You can't pop the chute too early and then it will break and your guys will die. Maybe it'll attach to those radials. Alright, stick it a little farther down. There we go, that's what I wanted. For aerodynamic sake, put some nose cones on there. It's a pretty pathetic nose cone. Let's find something bigger. There we go. That's what we wanted. Put some fins. Again, symmetry is important. If we don't have any rockets on there, that's not going to do me any good at all, is it? So we'll stuff that on there. So that's a little more advanced rocket. You know, when you're starting out, you will have nothing like this at all. You'll have to actually research it using your science points. So we'll call this test 2. Then you can actually save this. Keep it in your files. Interesting. I didn't save any of these, so apparently they're there for us to play with. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Alright, so here's your stages. So the last stage is parachute, which is correct. First stage is these three, then jettison, then central rocket, then jettison, and then parachute, which is exactly what it should be. So let's try this again. For this episode, we're just going to try and make it into a steady geosynchronous orbit. Next one, we'll probably try to hit the moon. Not going to worry about landing on it just yet. Alright, so we're going to throttle up. Because there's our liquid tanks, I have the choice. And throttle them up enough. Come on. Oh, big fella. Obviously, the bigger rocket is going to be a lot harder to maneuver. You control your tilt with the WASD keys, and then you control the spin with the Q and E. On the tutorial, it will actually have you try to stop a rocket that's spinning out of control, and it gets to be a lot harder than you would think. It's just the angles change the whole time. There's a cockpit mode that you can play with too. If I can find... yes, there is. Alright, so this is Kerbal view. This is what he sees going on. But you know, this is a cool idea. It's not all that practical. I mean, all of your stuff is here. You can see there's my Kerbal atmosphere, speed. All of your technical readouts are still here, but it's still a lot harder to know where you're going. My push is going to get out of here, so I'm going to play with this a lot. Did it go quiet? Next is your engines. Just turn it on. That should take a while. Alright, so I am getting close to where I need to be. So you can add maneuvers, which simplifies things greatly. So I'm going to try and get this to put me... Nah, that's not what I wanted. Add maneuver. Why are you putting it back there? Delete that. There we go. Oh, I suppose we'll have to play with it from there. Okay, I've royally screwed this up. Okay, it's adding maneuvers on top of the first one. Throttle down. I am officially outside of Kerbal's atmosphere. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Alright, so we want to get this. I hit the right buttons. Yeah, that's not what I want to do there. I'm about to miss my sweet spot too. In fact, I did just miss my sweet spot, so we're gonna eyeball this and hope for the best. Nose down. See what that's actually doing. There we go. You see it's coming out a little bit. Let's see if I have time to add this maneuver. Do not. However, it looks like we're doing okay. It's most effective when you do it right at the peak of the apoapsis. So I'm going to throttle down and catch up to it again. Try again. I'll show off the maneuver system next episode. And hopefully not screw it up so badly. "45 seconds. That's nice, it'll tell you exactly how long you've got till it gets there. No, don't do that. There, okay. Gonna cooperate with me this time? Maybe. There we go. Let's do that. So if we go back to my ball here, this will tell me exactly what orientation I need to be in to make that happen. Assuming I can get there in time. I don't know how many seconds I've got. Oh, missed the window. Okay. Throttle up and see if I have time. Still got a little over half my fuel tank. So even if I do pull this off, this guy's basically never coming back down. Because I won't have any fuel to slow myself down. When you're in orbit, it's really actually kind of cool. What happens is you're accelerating so fast, the ship is basically falling to Earth, but it just continuously misses. and it continues to go around and around, falling down but missing the ground. And so to fix it, you have to throttle up and away from your current orbit to basically correct that so you actually can hit the ground again. Well, looks like I might make it. Looks like I might make it. I think we have it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have orbit. Put up a little bit. There's a little breathing room there. So a stable orbit is basically your foundation for everything you're going to ever do again. So you can see here, my orbit is really off. We wanted it to be kind of a flat in line with the other planets, because once you can do that, then you can extend your orbit to where it'll be really close on one side, your periapsis, and then your apoapsis you can just extend out till it meets the moon or whatever you're trying to get to. So a decent orbit is the stepping stone to everything else pretty much in the entire game. So next time we'll work on stabilizing that orbit and trying to at least hit the moon. May or may not be successful on that, but we'll see if we can at least connect with it. Just flip that up. Make sure everything's okay. Yeah, we're fine. Now if we're trying to extend the orbit, we would hit the gas right about here, I believe. I don't know what you're doing. Oh, it's still that. Okay. I wish we could play with this. And yeah, I see how that extends the apoapsis out. And right there is where I would escape orbit entirely and launch off into deep space, never to be seen from or heard from again. But we're not going to do that to poor Jebediah. Should we? No, we're not. It looks like my orbit's decaying too. That's strange. I don't know what happened there. Well, Jebediah, you're going to die again unless I can be awesome. Oh, nope, that's not what we wanted. That's not the correct answer. Okay, bail out. We're okay. No one. Well, that went fantastically wrong at the last second. Okay. Better not luck next time, hopefully. And I will see you guys in the next video.